not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles, nigga. We are not Washington, D.C., nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. The niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
So, this guy actually also got a lot of backlash and stuff like that, but they said that they different. It's a different breed. I see a lot of guys that's online that's saying that, Chicago built different. They can handle the National Guard, and then it's been a bunch of breakout conversations of National Guard versus who would win, all of this other stuff. I would like to get y'all opinion on this whole conversation of what is happening in Chicago. Let's start with Slimmy, and then anybody can jump in.
This ain't what you want. It's not going to stop at the National Guard if you start firing on them. And you definitely don't want no tanks rolling through Chicago. It's the last thing you want. That just reeks of failure. And then it's gonna start looking like war on US soil. Just put the fucking guns down, man. Stop, man. Stop. Because you're not gonna last. I get it. It's all types of gangs. I get it. But they are literally trained for this. Their mentality is not no, oh, hold on, wait. This person is gonna cost other people who aren't involved their lives. It is not worth it. You start firing on National Guard, and it's gonna be problems. It's gonna be big problems. Chicago is gonna be a totally different city after, and it's gonna be completely locked down and shut down. Completely. And it's gonna look like, what was that, Minneapolis when they took that joint over? Except it's gonna be the military taking over. It's gonna look like a whole totally different place. I wouldn't do it. I would surrender weapons. Well, I ain't gonna say just surrender all of them, but what I'm saying is just like, hey, we gonna let y'all do what y'all do. We gonna tone down the fucking violence. It don't sound practical, but that's what they better do. That's what the fuck they better do. Cause it ain't just gonna stop at the National Guard. It's gonna be war. You fire on them, it's going to be war, and you're not gonna make it. You won't.
I would say if you're a gambling man or woman, take the over on how many Wyans is gonna die.
I'm sorry, Quentin. What does that mean?
Yeah. What do you mean?
It means they won't lose.
I think that's probably a good solid bet.
You can't tell them that though. You cannot. Okay. You know what? These topics are. I know people watch this and it's entertainment, and we're up here, and y'all think we're entertainment, even though a lot of the things y'all see us crush out. This is real life. If we're getting into it on here, like we kind of really are arguing in real time, and y'all have to understand that y'all can sit here and think that y'all is doing the hood a favor by being against Trump, being against the state or against the National Guard coming in and kind of getting a handle on the hood. But when you from these environments, and then you do have like the state police getting more resources or coming in, or you do have the National Guard coming in, because I can speak from experience. You do feel better. They do crack down on crime. They bring more resources into these areas. Y'all can't hang out super late. Y'all cannot loiter. Like you have people who are trying to run these businesses, and you got the YNs sitting there. with their cars, doing all these like y'all are messing up the hood. Like y'all really are. But you can't tell them that. So it's like I don't know. Why does it always have to get to where we can't police our own communities, but when it comes down to the state or the National Guard coming in to police our communities, then we want to be offended. Then we want to be like, oh, we got to stick together. We're tearing it up. Like, I don't understand why it's not connecting. Y'all want to fight the National Guard, but it's really the best thing for y'all. Y'all have nothing else. Y'all are tearing up your own communities. Y'all mamas, y'all grandmamas, because y'all daddies is nowhere in the picture. They have to sit here and pay these taxes, these property taxes on these neighborhoods that y'all are messing up. And we can sit here and we can really glamorize the hood and the struggle, but it's nothing to glamorize. Get out of it. Y'all wait until things get gentrified and these rich people or these white people come clean it up, they come buy it up, and then you want to complain, but what are you doing? Get ready for the troops because what y'all have not been policing yourselves. That's all I have to say. I don't know.
Them
I
troops
don't
is
live in
out.
Chicago,
They out. I mean, they already got helicopters flying in. I've seen Humvees up in there. I've been
but
seeing
and
stuff.
I come from a place where that's normal. It's normal to hear the helicopter or see the helicopter out in the sky because they gotta fight. They have to find the killers. They have to, you know what I'm saying? We protect them. What do you do? And then y'all want to sit here and y'all want to fight against it. Y'all are the main perpetrators of crime. Let it end at some point, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like a mental illness. We got to stop. We passing it down. We have to stop teaching, especially black boys, as black women. We have to stop teaching them that the police are the number one enemy because it's not true.
All right. I don't know who else had went. I had stepped out for 1 second.
Where'd you go?
Um,
Why do
I
you
went to,
care? Why do you care?
I went to go get my DoorDash order.
Nosy.
I went and get my DoorDash order.
I should have DoorDash some crab legs, but whatever. Anyway, I agree with Molly.
Crab legs. You love crab legs.
I do. If I could eat them every day, which I guess I can, and I do almost every
Why are you
day.
looking at the wall?
Why are you worried about what my eyes are doing? You always worried about my face. Worry about your face.
Go ahead, Kim.
So anyway, I agree with Molly and Slimmy. Like I
Ghetto.
mind your business. So watching this video, I understand why the problem is what it is. Like this man is out here feeling invincible. Oh, I'm from Chicago, so an army is not going to be able to take me down. That's ridiculous. Like,
It's normal black people talk.
how do you know?
Cause that's what
Mm,
y'all. That's what y'all NIGG blah 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 say. I'm from Chicago. I'm gonna
this
whoop
is like
your
new
ass. I'm from
Chicago news,
Chicago.
though. This
I'll
is
whoop your ass.
new.
I'm from
No,
Detroit.
this
What
is
the
new
fuck that
because
mean?
the men from Chicago, I know they were not like this. It was about their money. Not saying it wasn't like crime, but it's that Gen Z
Come to
Chicago.
Oklahoma. They love peace here. Just saying.
Is that true?
What? That we
Like you
love
saying,
peace here?
come out?
Oh yes, it's cheap. There ain't nothing happening. Yep. I can leave my garage door open and don't nobody steal shit out of my garage. It's great.
You got to be like a Clinton as a black man to thrive in Chicago, thrive in Oklahoma.
I mean, but Quentin, that doesn't say anything. You know, in my house, I don't lock the door. My car has the key in it with the door unlocked. Like, I'm in Houston.
Hmm.
You know what I mean. You can't go everywhere and leave your shit open.
If it
But
goes,
you would be surprised though, because like sometimes in the hood you can, but if you're in the nicer parts, but like you got like Section 8 black people, no, don't do it.
not only that, but if you're in the nicer parts, that's where people are going because they feel like you have,
Yes.
like,
Because I've got my car jacked more so in the parts that I perceived were nicer
You've had
parts
your
of
car
Michigan.
jacked more than once?
Listen, this is Michigan.
Mhm.
Well, you don't want to always claim "Hey, you from Oklahoma. I'm gonna start saying you from Michigan.
Right now, I'm a little nervous.
Depending on what the car look like. Well, and then, well, depending on the time period. But yeah, depending on what the car look like, yes, it would get jacked, taken for the parts, and burnt up.
Oh dang,
And
I'm
it's
sorry
not
to
a
hear that.
Kia? What?
Yeah,
So
it's
what they do
Ohio.
is they steal your car, and in order to not leave any evidence, fingerprints, or anything like that, they usually set it on fire after they do whatever they're gonna do with it, or they
Hmm.
strip it, or they do whatever it is they do is set the car on fire.
And they set that, yes, they set it on fire.
Yeah.
That's
The
Welcome to
white the
Michigan.
white people will come get you here. They ain't having it.
Yes, yeah. And I think, honestly, I think more liberal parts should operate like Oklahoma. Black people, we have to let the liberalism go. Because it's white people is liberalism. It's not even like black liberalism. It's white woman.
Carrie, what are your thoughts on this whole Chicago, and not just the YNs versus Chicago and stuff like that? I would like to get y'all thoughts also on the whole idea of the National Guard or being taken over on all of these major cities. And if it rolls out to other cities, like what are y'all thoughts on that whole thing?
Well, I think that the more people post those types of videos, they're basically inviting the National Guard. Like they're basically saying, "Come on, just come on, come on and take us down." Like I don't even know what he. I don't. I maybe he doesn't even realize who the National Guard is. Slimmy mentioned tanks. Like I don't think he understands all of what they have, but okay.
really not.
I'm a
Because
racist take. You just
all
got
I
to
saw in my
realize
head was a tank coming down the street while
You
while they
get your
standing there
switch.
with what
You gotta think.
the
what's
guns
a
they
what's a
had. Yeah.
switch? Is that like?
So
The
Uh,
automatic.
yeah,
oh,
the videos are not helping the cause. That's the first thing. As it relates to your question you just posed, at this point, I'm of the thought that if your crime level is at a certain point, especially what would you call it, like violent, would it be called violent crimes? Is that
Yeah.
the word? Like
what are you
okay.
asking, Carrie?
Well, because some crimes they're not
Be
violent.
nice to Carrie. She looks
I'm
beautiful.
talking
I love your
about
hair,
like
Carrie.
crimes where people are being harmed. They're being robbed. They're being killed. They're being assaulted. Like if your crime level is at a certain point, then the local government, the state government, you get a certain amount of time to get it under control to a certain threshold, and then if you can't, here we come.
Mhm. Agreed.
I think that's a good idea.
Hmm.
Well, some people in the media is basically saying that it's unconstitutional, that it shouldn't be happening unless the state actually calls for it and stuff like that.
So we
They're
should
basically saying that the
So,
president is
run
overstepping
rampant.
their boundaries.
Brandon don't want them.
Where
at
do
what
those
point
people
does
live,
it?
though?
Sorry.
I'm just saying, where do those people live? Because I don't think that they live in these places where this crime is running rampant. Like it's easy for me to say that over here,
But
where
they
I
do.
leave my keys in my car, but like like oh, of course it's unconstitutional. But if you are tearing up my streets, I
Mm.
want you to come in and fix it. Somebody needs to get here because, like Molly said, self policing is not doing it.
And the people who are saying it's unconstitutional, are they high school graduates? Do they know it's constitutional? Because you wouldn't be fighting against something that would be for your best interest. So,
I will add in here that part of him taking over some of these cities also includes illegal immigration, right? So they do have ICE agents and Homeland Security going in and doing operations inside of these cities, which include Los Angeles, Chicago. A judge recently struck down a lawsuit that was filed against the Trump administration that would prevent him from being able to basically profile based off of different things, right? If you're standing outside of a Home Depot with a tool bag on, looking for work, then that's probably grounds to get checked by Homeland Security and figured out whether or not you actually an illegal migrant or not, right? Stuff like that. So they've already staged. And then let me also throw something in there in that they are, the Trump administration has always been open about the fact that these cities and these states and these sanctuary cities have said and denied actually working with them in order to deport or identify illegal migrants that commit crime, obviously in the community, and then they wouldn't work with them. They just release them back into the community. So all of those things are factoring in, I believe, into it. But I just think it's wild that we've gotten to the point where we've normalized the killings and the crimes that happens in inner cities and in the communities. That's just so crazy to me that we've gotten so used to it that it's not even a big deal no more. Everybody is
Well,
with it.
and
Everybody.
just this is a long time ago when like I live in a time where my church we ran the prostitutes off the street just by marching. We used to go to 23rd Street with the whole church and set up and walk up and down the street and talk to people, and they went away. And I feel like in 2025 that probably can't happen.
Did you run them off the street or did you run them to a different street?
Well, we don't know. No, there was nowhere else for them to go.
So
They
don't
went
have
away.
that they could be.
They went away.
I said this was coming down when Trump first presented this. I said that they was gonna miraculously make this spread to other states. Like I knew this was gonna happen. This ain't by this
Do
ain't
you
by
think this is a
accident.
bad thing or a good thing, Slimmy?
I think it's by design. So what I heard about what was going on in DC, what they weren't saying was even in very well-to-do, prominent areas, they had National Guard there. So which doesn't make sense because it's a
You said
very
even in what?
even in well-to-do areas, they had National Guard standing around. So what it seems like to me is it's just conditioning us to be on under these I guess these conditions where it's soldiers all around and it seems as if it's warfare. That's just what it seems like to me because there is no reason as to why they would have the National Guard in well-to-do areas in DC. But they didn't publicize that. They didn't the media, they weren't showing that, but it very much so was happening. It's a lot
So
of
you
videos
think the National
out there
Guard
about it.
should only be in areas where there's high crime?
No, well, okay, so what I'm saying is the areas that they miraculously placed the National Guard to some people, I'm not from DC, but people were saying it didn't make sense to see them there. And they weren't armed, they didn't have any weapons, so it looked really weird. But it seemed like they were conditioning people to see it, even in well to do areas.
I think that the presence of the National Guard also prevents crime. And I think that that's also one of the reasons why they place them in certain areas.
Well, where there's no crime, it doesn't really make sense to have them there.
Well, I don't know of these well-to-do areas that you speak of, though. I'm
Now
not
I'd have
from
to
DC.
find out.
I'm not from DC. I just
I gotta
visit.
find the video.
Well, the thing is, Slimmy, it makes all the sense to keep the well-to-do areas well-to-do. So, like, if I need National Guard standing outside the gates to my house, I appreciate them being there because that's going to deter the people who are coming to commit crime to come commit the crime. So it's actually kind of like a privilege, especially if they're not armed, to have them in the well-to-do areas.
That's what
I'm
we gonna
like,
differ at.
no.
That's what we gonna differ at. I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't want to
You don't
see
agree
the
with what,
national.
Slimmy?
I don't want to see the National Guard all over the place. I don't want to see that. I
How
don't want to
come?
see it.
Can y'all hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I have like 5,000 different things going on. Okay.
Why
Why
don't
not,
you? Why don't you
Slimmy?
want to see it, Slim?
Because I think it's good. Black people cannot police themselves. I think it's amazing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
Amazing.
mm-mm.
In
Amazing.
areas, let me qualify this question. In areas that traditionally have high crime, and I know, for example, where I'm from, the same areas have always had high crime since I was a little kid. It's never changed. We call it in Detroit, we call it the red zone. It's on the east side. It's over by 7 Mile. It's the red zone. 7 Mile Bloods run that area. It's a lot of crime, a lot of carjacking, and it's been that way since the beginning of time. What I'm saying is, why wouldn't I want to see a heavier police presence slash National Guard in that particular area? I don't know why that's. I don't know why that would be a bad thing. Like if I go in downtown Detroit, you got the Wayne State Police, which is the university that's right down here. You got the state police. They be posted up right there on Woodward. You got the regular Detroit police. They all over and everywhere. And so it's not uncommon to see police cars and stuff everywhere, but it's just normal. And nobody makes a big stink about it. As a matter of fact, the police a lot of times, I guess, in order to be more, show a lot more community involvement, they actually the ones that be helping to direct traffic. And you know what I'm saying? They, whenever people are crossing over into Canada, they kind of do that and all of that stuff. And so, but we don't look at the police, or at least I don't look at the police as a problem or, oh man, why is the police down here? It's just cool. It's normal. People feel safe. They go to the games. Nothing happens down here. And so it may be stuff happening in some of the other parts of the city that obviously need more community involvement or more police officers. But in a general sense, I don't look at the police officers as problematic. Because I got you know, a, where they actually have all of the police cars, where they in the morning, you know what I'm saying? They get to the police cars and all of that stuff. They cool, they speak to me, you know what I'm saying? I see the cars pretty much coming through every 5 minutes. And I actually think it's a good thing because I don't feel like it'll be anything that happened. I got police officers that stay in my building. I don't know. I guess the thing that I'm asking is, why is the presence of officers or guards or whatever, why is that considered a bad thing? Like I see when I go down to Biloxi, it's a huge military and Air Force base and stuff like that. And so you see these guys everywhere. And it's just normal. You know what I'm saying? They got lower crime down there and stuff like that. And so I'm wondering why people feel like that's a bad thing, is what I'm asking. No,
I have no idea because when cops are
Slimmy,
around, I'm like, I'm glad you're here. So I don't know.
most people, except black men.
I mean, with that, so to play devil's advocate, when I go to other countries or even in the States, when I see people, mostly this is in other countries, when I see people show up with like AR-15s and stuff, I'm like, is there something I should know? Like, I don't feel safe. Like, I feel completely opposite, because I'm like, why would you be here with these weapons if there wasn't something to be afraid of? So I do.
Well, Tammy, let me add some context. When I went to Japan, they have many police stations on the sidewalks, where it be 2 or 3 officers inside of these little booths on the corners and sat in Tokyo, and they walk around on the streets and they patrol and they walk around and they paying attention to everything that's going on in the subways, all of that.